Honestly, I'm surprised because I really thought going into this that Chloe just wouldn't have a lot of success. I thought, you know, nowadays everybody wants the Kim Kardashians, the Kylie Jenners, you know, that fake look, body done up, hair extensions down to your back. Now the race breakdown is actually quite interesting because I thought, you know, Chloe might attract more black guys in the natural state. They're always saying they don't want wigs and whatnot. Hey beautiful people, how you doing? I'm Mimi, just doing me, and I'm back today to give you guys the results that y'all have been waiting for. You guys knew that I was doing the Tinder switch challenge, which is basically I wanted to see if I stripped back, took off my wigs, took off most of my makeup and went for a more natural state, if I would get a similar or different response when it came to online dating. So I've been swiping for about a week. I had my full glam profile, which is pretty much my standard profile anyways. Like, your girl is looking like a baddie on her standard profile. She ain't come to play, she put her best foot forward. And then I created my alter ego Chloe, who had her wigs taken off, had her natural hair and pretty much a lot less makeup. And I wanted to see what types of guys I would attract with Chloe's profile. Would they be more genuine? Would they be of different ethnicities? You know, would they be a bit more like looking for something serious, as opposed to the types of guys I was attracting in a more glam, hair extensions, fake eyelashes, lots of makeup kind of look. So the results are in, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm shook. I wasn't really expecting this. So I've got most of the results in. There will be a final part to this series, but yeah, let's get into it. So basically what I did with this challenge is that I dedicated an hour every day to each profile. Mimi's profile, full glam; Chloe's profile, more natural state, swiping to see what kind of guys would want to match with me. Now some people are of the opinion that I should just swipe yes for everybody just to collect numbers and see how many guys were interested, but I wanted to keep it very genuine. I wanted to keep it me swiping to the type of guys that I was more interested in and would actually go on a date with, because this is ultimately hoping to go somewhere. I'm hoping to actually meet somebody that is going to be like what I'm looking for. I tried to make some leeway for guys that maybe were on the cusp, but maybe I might have swiped a no to before. I tried to swipe a yes, but honestly there wasn't that much of a disparity. I was still pretty picky on both, but an hour each every day for 7 days. And what happened was, honestly, I'm surprised because I really thought going into this that Chloe just wouldn't have a lot of success. I thought, you know, nowadays everybody wants the Kim Kardashians, the Kylie Jenners, you know, that fake look, body done up, hair extensions down to your back, face be like, men don't really know what a natural woman looks like anymore. That was my perception, and they don't really want that anymore. But I have to say I was pleasantly surprised. Chloe did pretty well. Now as I said, I was a little bit pickier with Mimi's pics than I was with Chloe, because I kept swiping the way I normally would with Mimi, but Chloe I gave a little bit more room. Really weird referring to myself in third person and a different name. But yeah, here are the results. So after 7 days of swiping, Mimi had 9 matches and Chloe had 13 matches in total. So already Chloe won out in that she was able to get a lot more matches, considerably more matches it seems like, than Mimi. So I was already pretty shocked at there. When it came to super likes, you know, when you get to see the people that like, wow, they really like you, they really want to match with you, you get that blue star. Chloe had 5 super likes in the week I was swiping, and Mimi had 4. So even there as well, Chloe had more super likes than Mimi did. I was pleasantly surprised again. When it came to conversations, from the 9 matches Mimi had and the 13 matches that Chloe had, Mimi was able to generate 4 actual legitimate conversations with her matches, and Chloe was able to do the same 4 legitimate conversations, because you know, no matter how many people you match with, you're not going to actually be able to strike up conversations with all of them. Some of them may never message you back, you know, some of them might end up unmatching you, which I think happened to Chloe a few times, but we'll get on to that. Okay, so they were pretty balanced there. Mimi 4, Chloe 4. Now I'm going to break down the matches. So in Chloe's case, I unmatched one of the 13 matches because he seemed quite rude and seemed to only want to comment on these bad boys. Now the pictures I posted, I'll put them up here, aren't even that revealing, but some men will always be men. So he got a straight unmatch. Mimi didn't have any unmatches. In terms of ignored, I'm talking about the men that I personally actually reached out to and started a conversation, and they didn't ever message me back. So I was ignored once on Mimi's profile, but I was ignored 5 times on Chloe's profile. So although Chloe had a lot more matches, it seems like the people who had matched with her, some of them really weren't that interested in actually having a conversation with her. So something that one of the guys I dated a few months back told me is that a lot of men will just swipe right for everyone that comes up, and then when they actually get their matches, they'll go through it and they'll see who they're actually interested in. So they'll bulk swipe right, but it doesn't necessarily mean that if you match with them they're actually interested in you, which may very well be the case because there's quite a large disparity. Only one person ignored Mimi, but 5 of the 13, we'll say 12 because I matched with one, 5 of the 12 matches ignored Chloe. Then actually, to be honest, this balances out a bit because out of the 9 matches that Mimi had, I actually never messaged 4 of them. So I didn't actually try and start conversations with 4 of them. But with Chloe, I did try and make more of an effort. And only 2 of the 12 matches did I not message at all, and they didn't message me either. Okay. And yep, so out of Mimi's 9 matches and Chloe's, put it down to 12 matches, we were able to set up 1 date for each, and that was my choice. I probably could have got more dates from each, but I wanted to just hone in on 1 date for the best candidate for Mimi and the best candidate out of the bunch for Chloe. And I'd go on a date with each of these guys and I'd figure out, you know, what are the difference? Is anyone more genuine? Is anybody more focused on the physical? Is anyone more focused on the mental, the personality, more interested to getting to know me? So I set up a date for Chloe and I've set up a date for Mimi. It's important to know as well that the only thing that was different in each profile was my name. I was very honest about what I do for a living on both profiles, very honest about my education, my background, where I live. Everything about who I am was exactly the same, just my name and just my appearance. So on that, before I go on to talk about the dates, in terms of compliments in the messaging, there like people making observations about the way that I look, Mimi only had 1 compliment in the messages that she had, and Chloe had 3. I mean, one guy was like, "Hey gorgeous, how you doing today, beautiful?" And I was like, you talking about me, Chloe, in my natural state? Thank you. So even though, you know, we stripped back, a lot of guys, or at least 3 guys, still thought we were very attractive, and that was more, and were vocal about it, and that was more than, you know, Mimi had. Actually, Mimi didn't really have a lot of men commenting on her looks from the conversations that she struck up. Now, the race breakdown is actually quite interesting because I thought, you know, Chloe might attract more black guys in the natural state. They're always saying they don't want weaves and whatnot. So in the race breakdown for Mimi attracted no black guys or matched with no black guys. 2 were Asian and the other 7 were white. Now, it's important to note that I'm sure, well, I hope black guys were swiping right for me, but perhaps maybe they weren't to my taste, I don't know, or maybe no black guys were swiping. I really don't know what the behind the scenes is on this, but I didn't match with any black guys, which, I mean, that's not normally the case. I do have Tinder matches that are black, so maybe in just 1 week, that's just what happened, that's all I'm saying. And then on Chloe's profile, it seems like all 13 matches were white, every single one, no Asian, no black. Now, from my recollection, the first few times that I started swiping on Chloe's profile, I matched with 2 black guys. That's what I remember. I matched with 2 black guys and I was thinking, oh, okay, so this is showing that black guys do like the more natural states. But by the end of this, when I came to collating all the data, I think they had unmatched me. Either that or I dreamt it up, but it seems like they had unmatched me. So they may have matched me, you know, doing the block matching, and then realized that actually I wasn't really that cup of tea. But that's how I remember it. I had 2 black guy matches initially, but I guess once they took a closer look, I wasn't really their type. So that was quite interesting that the majority of my matches indeed were white. I will say though that where I live, the majority of men around here are white, so that plays a large factor because you swipe by proximity who's around you. And then I also wanted to look at crossover matches. Was there anybody who matched with Mimi that would also match with Chloe? And from that whole list, there was only one guy who matched with Mimi and Chloe, and somehow my guy didn't really seem to realize that, you know, we were the exact same person. So that was quite interesting. So that's the data, guys. Now I want to talk about the dates quickly because I have been on one already. I've been on Mimi's date, the glam date. I got all dressed up, got all dolled up, and the guy's profile, he's literally what I would describe as my perfect guy. He's 33 years old. He's Italian, just moved from Italy to near where I live locally for work. He works for like a very fancy, like think Maserati, Ferrari, McLaren. He works for one of those supercar companies as an engineer, so he's doing okay. He's 6'4". I turned up to that date, my guy was dressed like and then intellectually as well, he's very smart. He's traveled all over the place, especially within Europe. He was just recounting all the trips he's been on, and you know, I just spent that whole date just thinking, I don't know what kind of date Chloe's gonna go on that's gonna top Mr. Mimi. So I had a really awesome date with Mr. Mimi. We are going to see each other again, or we've made plans to see each other again, but it's really going to depend on how my date with Mr. Chloe goes. So Mr. Mimi's actually gone back to Italy for 2 weeks, which is perfect. I have my date with Mr. Mimi tomorrow night. It's all booked, and he's actually somebody that Mimi would have matched with. So the date I'm going on with Chloe is actually somebody that Mimi would have matched with. He's very attractive, nice body. I actually don't know as much about him as I do the guy that I went on a date with, fully glam, but he seems really lovely. He's the one that was like, hey gorgeous, you look so beautiful, and I was like, oh, okay. So we're gonna go for drinks tomorrow night, and I'm gonna feed back. At the end of this, I'm gonna come back and talk about who seemed more genuine, who there was a stronger connection with, and out of the both of them, I will only be picking one to carry on dating. Now, things, I'm not gonna lie, I look real good for Mr. Italian, Mr. Mimi, Mr. Full Glam, but let's see how Mr. Natural comes through. I'm already very impressed by the fact that he thinks I'm gorgeous and beautiful, even with all of that stripped back. It makes me think he's got a very genuine character, but you never know. So guys, that's the results so far. Tune in for the final part to this series when I'll tell you how date with Mr. Chloe went and who I ended up picking. I mean, Mimi, just do me a sound off in the comment section below. Did you think that Chloe would have more matches than Mimi? Did you think that there would be no black guys on this list? And did you think that 5 out of the 12 guys that Chloe matched with were not really interested in actually having a conversation or getting to know her? I don't know. Let me know what you guys' experience has been. I'm Mimi, just see me. We are looking good. We are feeling good. I'll catch you guys soon. Hey. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Did you guys like I came with the full glam and full beat today? Because I feel like I've been letting myself go recently. Like, I haven't been making any efforts, so I came correct today. We are looking good, feeling good. Hey. So guys, I just got back from my date, my glam date, and let's just call him Adrian. Yeah, I kind of had very good expectations anyway, because on paper this guy was my type, but completely blown away. I just can't even imagine what Mr. Natural was gonna do to get me to pick him over Mr. Glam, like Adrian, like beyond.